Everyone, and welcome to the ARL Formula 2 Championship. We're here for round 5 at the Autodromo Monza. So we're here for the Monza GP. So 5.8 kilometers around this infamous circuit, 11 turns, and it first opened in 1922. I'm joined today by a good friend and great commentator, Ron.
Good evening, everyone. Lovely place to be here, Monza, isn't it?
Yes, great fans, really passionate, and hopefully everyone gets a good show put on for us today. Obviously, Conor Pelkmans can round off the championship if he finishes in the top 2. That'll definitely be interesting to see.
Very interesting to see indeed. So, can Pelkmans really do it? Well, there's only one way to find out. That's my catchphrase. That's really my catchphrase. Anyway, I believe we're going to get ready into qualifying, but first, let's have a look at the standings, eh?
Well, I think Conor Pelkman does lead the way. I'm pretty sure he does. We've got a 15-minute qualification, 2-minute break, and 26 laps of the Monza circuit. I don't have the standings, actually, but we're pretty sure that Toby Sanford is second and Conor Pelkman leads the way. And all he has to do is finish in the top 2 and he securely wins the title. He's won the last, 4 races of ARL?
I believe so.
Complete and utter dominance, and even in these equal Formula 2 cars he's showing what he can do. Very challenging circuit is Monza, a lot of heavy braking zones, quite a couple of fast corners as Squire could prove to be pretty hard. So we've got Shane Parks on a lap. We've still got 12 minutes of qualifying left to go. How much do you reckon Toe's going to play a factor today, Ron?
I really don't know how much it's going to play a bit, but let's wait and see. We really have to wait and see what is going to happen here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Shane Parks taking a bit of a trip off the track, exploring the track. Don't think that's where all the grip's going to be, but Junga can currently provisional pole, 31.9, just like everyone's setting in their first bank laps. But hopefully, we don't see a massive traffic jam like we did in the 2019 and 2020 Italian Grand Prix. But Conor Pelkman straight out of the box, goes provisional pole, 5 tenths clear of Junga there.
Absolutely amazing from Pelkman, has to be said. 5 tenths ahead of Junga. And Betcher really wants to try and make amends after what happened in Austria. Was it last weekend? He really wants to make sure he makes things right this time round. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if, just Betcher can actually get a better performance out of it.
Yeah, hopefully. He definitely did struggle, or was it in the sort of the second stint towards the end of the first? Just those tyres went and sort of just the bottle had opened, and Pelkman's, that's very unlike him, through the second chicane. Very easy to do though, just getting a bit caught up on that second sausage curb and just plain out understeer. Those tyres won't be liking the trip over the gravel there, but he's still provisional pole, and just goes to show how much he's pushing around this Monza circuit. 2 DRS zones, 1 down the pit straight, and then 1 on this back straight down to Ascari under the old banking. Very nice banking to take in Assetto Corsa. Very bumpy, but we're just at the normal modern circuit. Who's that in the wall? As Conor Pelkman negotiates the Ascari chicane, just completely off, and it doesn't look like he's enjoying this qualifying session at the moment. Very easy to do though, Ascari. Monza, only 11 turns, but those 11 turns, you really have to give the car everything wrong.
Oh yeah, you have to give the car everything as your Pelkman comes in to the pit lane. So, what the hell was that? What was that? He actually just overtook a car just going into the pit lane at full speed. What is that? Anyway, we're going to go on board with a lap with Alex Cochran just going down the main straight, going down into the Variante Vettifilio, of course, which has been altered since the year 2000, which is just 1 chicane rather than the classic 2 chicanes, 1 after each other. As he comes out of it nicely off the exit, going through the Curva Grande. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Cochran there, coming up to the second chicane, the Variante della Loggia. And just coming up here, does he clip on the sausage curves? No, absolutely smooth from Cochran. Out of the Della Loggia, down into the 2 Lesmos. Going through there, a little bit wide through mid corner through the first Lesmo. Into the second Lesmo, it's a tighter kink, and brilliant stuff from Cochran. going down at the Curve del Sergilio. And someone's gone off in front of him. Is that Parks again? I'm not too sure. Under the old banking, into the Variante Ascari. Brilliant stuff from him there as he goes out of the Ascari, down the back straight, and down to the Parabolica to finish off his lap. I believe, I do think that's that person who actually just went off at the on the third longest straight on the track was Parks. I'm not too sure. But anyway, Cochran comes out of the Parabolica. Let's see what time he does. He's currently 11th. Can he improve on his time? Yes, he can. 5th place.
Pretty hooked up lap from Alex Cochran. Just apologies in advance for any background noise. Got a pretty big family, but yeah, hopefully it won't be that big of an issue. But yeah, good lap from Cochran and well talked through by Ron. Good insight to the lap. But yeah, puts him P5, 2 seconds off provisional pole, but between 5th, 6th and 7th, it's a 10th of a second. Very close between them three.
Ooh, yeah, I actually just saw it now. Absolutely close there. And here's another man who's actually got something to prove here. Dave Southwood starting his lap. I predict in this qualifying session with just under 7 minutes and a half to go. Just clip a little bit of this, just clip there. I think between 7th and 3rd, I believe Southwood would aim for. That's my prediction for Southwood. He is trying to make a point to himself as he comes out to the Variante della Loggia. Nicely on the curbs there, and he just goes through there. And like I said, he does have a point to prove, really.
Yeah, he does. After last week, was it he finished 2nd to Connor Peltmans, I believe, at the Red Bull Ring. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to be fair, he put it in a pretty decent place in qualifying, drove a really consistent race, and hopefully he can try and go one better and win today's race. It's definitely going to play a big factor. Surprisingly, not many people searching for that slipstream. Obviously, in the slipstream, when you're behind someone, they're pushing that hole through the air, punching the hole, pushing the air out of the way. So you've got a nice clean pocket behind where you can gain, I'd say, around an extra 10 to 20 kph of speed, especially at Monza, where it's pretty much most of the laps flat out. It's going to make a huge difference, Ron.
Going to make a very huge difference indeed as he comes through the Parabolica. 2nd, or between 3rd or 7th, I predict. Where is he going to come to? 3rd. Right on top of the money, I predicted there. Absolutely brilliant. And off goes Shaik. Where was that? That's at the Retifilio. I presume he's just lost the back end going to that because the car was sideways just then. So I believe that he may have just spun off there as we look at Shane Parks. Now, Parks himself didn't have a good race back at in Austria. Oh, just that was a little bit of that was a huge mistake for him going through the Retifilio. But Parks needs to improve on himself in this race. He just needs to improve on himself.
Yeah, definitely lacks sort of the consistency that the front runners do. We saw last week a lot of bottles, a big lock up through the Della Rocha chicane. Has to completely cut the track and jump over the massive sausage curbs here at Monza. But yeah, that's definitely not going to be doing his floor very good. But yeah, Shane Parks just needs to sort of just hook it up a little bit more. I'm sure when he hooks it up, he's very quick, but just seems to lack the consistency and a lot of lockups from Shane Parks. Just sort of not on it compared to Connor Peltmans. Then again, can't really compare anyone to Connor Peltmans. That's like comparing Nicholas Latifi to Max Verstappen, I'd say.
Or like comparing Lionel Messi to someone like Roberto Firmino. I'm going to get some controversy on that.
Timo Werner.
Timo Werner. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, so Parks, he needs a huge improvement because right now I just don't see him I just don't see him doing well in this race. As he comes across the line in 10th place, it's not bad, but again, could be better if he can cut like chicanes and try to apply himself. And we look at Barnsdale, but last person was good at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see if he can actually pull something out of the bag here as he comes up to the Parabolica here. Or stops lap. Or because he just because he just went wide going through the parabolica. I'm not sure because I didn't see it because they feed a little bit back in. Anyway, 12. That's not a good. Well, it's improvement on his time, but still at the back. He is trying to improve it as much as he can.
Pushing everything out the car. Then again, he can only improve from 12, so hopefully he can do. rFactor across the line. Is it an improvement on his place? No. Looks like he's just going to be setting up for another quick lap. 3 minutes 22 left in the session. Boriv across the line. Is it an improvement? No, he's just starting a lap time then. Oh, and Junga into the pit lane. Big lock up into the pit lane then. Right. Let's see, can we stay on board for a whole lap here? He's 1.6 seconds off pole position as it stands, all the way to the left-hand side then, opening up the corner as much as possible, looking for, I'd say, around about the 150 ball, braking very nicely then, the DRS flap closing down the engine braking, only 6 gears in these F2 cars, but he negotiated the Rettifilio chicane rather nicely through this flat-out right-hander that is Curva Grande. Absolutely astonishing speeds you can reach through here, hugging it as close as you can, using the camber on the inside into the Della Roja, looking for around about the 100 board. The provisional pole time is a 33.6 to set the one. He does a 33.9, not too bad. Into the first of the Lesmos then, chucking it in just before the 50 board, using around about 3rd or 4th gear to get the power down, use the exit curb into the second Lesmo, braking just after the 50, use the camber on the inside, track on the outside to give him that extra bit, as is that Becker goes up in to P3, only 5/10 off provisional pole, very close up at the front. Into Ascari then, how far is he off pole? He's only about a second off pole, so far this is a 6/10 improvement on his lap time. Let's see how well he hooked up Ascari. Very nicely done from Yüksel, and on the run down into the infamous parabolica, not chicane, but braking just before the 50 board, chucking it down the gears, and trail braking down 3rd gear, hug the apex tight, run it out, and he used all this track on the exit as it really does open up flat out then. A great lap from Yüksel. Let's see where it can put him. There's the pole time across the line. Isn't it improvement? Yes, it is just about, but not enough to promote him any positions, right?
Not enough to promote any positions, but it's still a good lap from him nonetheless. A minute and a half left in the session, and no one can actually properly challenge Pelkman, unlike in Austria, for that pole position. Pelkman seems to have this race in his grasp, wrapped up already. Junga is the closest man to him as he goes to start his last attempt at knocking Pelkman off that top spot into the Rettifilio. Brilliant stuff for him through there as he accelerates out of it, going down through Curva Grande here. All the speed you can muster, all the speed you can gather, as much as you can, going through the Curva Grande, coming up to the Variante del Rogia. And he goes there. Does he touch the sausage curbs a bit? No, he doesn't. Clean as a whistle from Junga. Going into the first of the 2 Lesmos. And he's clean for the first Lesmo. What about the second Lesmo? Let's see. Goes from here. Clip the apex a bit. I believe so. Yes. And a nice little bit of a wiggle on the exit. But nonetheless, it's just all right. Just all right from Junga. He didn't lose much time through there. Going under the old circuit, coming up to the Variante Ascari. The left, right for a little bit longer, and then to the left. Nicely done. Going down the back straight and hopefully into the Parabolica. He's 4/10 behind Pelkman as the time comes up now. The qualifying session is over. Pelkman's in the pit lane, Betcher's in the pit lane. Can Junga actually improve on his time? We've seen some green sectors there. Can he knock Pelkman off pole? No, he can't. He hasn't improved on his time, to be honest, but it's still pretty much within distance. That's only a couple of hundreds off as we have a look at Cochrane.
Yes, so that was Junga's really final chance. You saw the checker flag was out, so everyone's on their final flying lap. Cochrane looking to see if he can improve from 8th place. A couple of attempts will see him up a couple of places, so let's see what he can do as he rounds Parabolica across the line. Is it going to be good enough to improve on his place? 8th place, can he go any higher across the line? No. 5 tenths down in this time, but yeah, that was Max's last chance. Dave Southwood has crossed the line. He needs 3 tenths improvement to knock Betcher off that 3rd place spot. Can he get it?
No.
He can improve on his time, but it's just short of Betcher's time. Only literally a tenth in it. That's literally all it is, just breaking that a little bit later. Gabba just going straight on, big lockup, and that's going to be his qualifying over 6th place. Not bad show, unless see if Ratib can do anything as well through Parabolica. It doesn't look like it's going to be the most perfect lap, as there's the pole time just gone, and yeah, it looks like this isn't going to be his lap. Into the pit lane he comes. But yeah, Junga's lap, that was his last chance. He really had to give it everything on that lap, but it looks like the guy that can win the championship tonight, a very dominant and very unchallenged pole position.
Mad stuff. So Pelkman's on pole and in prime position to claim the title tonight. Let's see what happens in the next half an hour or so.
26 laps of this Monza circuit. Let's see who can keep it consistent, who can take their tyres well, and who can save the fuel as well. We've got a 2-minute break, just quickly gives Ron the extra time to finish whatever he's eating there. But
oh no.
We've got, is there a formation lap in these races, or is it just straight to the lights, Ron?
Just straight to the lights.
Straight to the lights. So we've got 2 minutes. Everyone's around on the grid, the adrenaline's going, and then we'll be going for 5 red lights. A pretty long run towards turn 1, infamous for its bad showings into turn 1. Very easy to just lock up, power drive everyone. It is literally, I'm surprised it's called the rFactor. It should be called the bus stop, because everyone comes to a complete halt there on lap 1. A minute to go to the lights though, but yeah, Connor Pelkman, all he needs to do, exactly what he did last week. Control the race, take the lead, job's a good one, and he's gone and won the title.
Jobs are 100% good if Pelkman pulls it off, and I do believe that going by performances so far this year, he will pull it off.
Yeah, well, just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's been doing a pretty good job of it so far, and hopefully he can wrap it up. But yeah, he's got a couple of fast drivers who maybe, points are scored on a Sunday. They're qualifying. Only means where you start, doesn't mean where you finish. Let's see if anyone can challenge him. 20 seconds to the lights then, and everyone's going to be rearing up, getting that final preparation. We've got the lights up on our screen. 10 seconds until the lights come up. Then we go for 26 laps. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, 6 lights. It's lights out here at Monza. A lot of wheel spin from everyone, but a good start from Pelkman, who gets a commanding lead off the start. Let's see, he's moving over to defend his position, wants an early lead in this race and not be challenged. Back road Becker looking, and is that Jungle looking to the outside? Very much a bus stop, side by side they go through the rFactor, and he's made up a position. Side by side, more people go, but Becker with a great start, and side by side with Jungle through Curva Grande. He's going to be on the outside, and at 2x2 they go further back as well. It looks like Jungle's going to reclaim the position on the inside. Can Becker do anything? He's trying to get his way through on the inside. It's going to be the outside for the De La Rosa. It's not going to be enough. He breaks his leg as he dares though, swoops around the outside, just about gets a stop. A great move there for Belka, who manages to get his way through, but Jungle's got a great cut back into the list, but it's still side by side. It's only helping Pelkman get away, but great bit of racing from the two. Has Jungle swept in front? Yes, he has. Just about managed to sweep in front. Great bit of side-by-side action there, Ron.
Very good side-by-side action. I'm just glad that everyone managed to get through the first couple of chicanes safely there. And Pelkman, as I predicted, gets up into the lead just like that. It's unbelievable stuff. Jungle pretty much holds on to his position. And here's Cochran coming on the outside here. No, just manages to stay behind a little bit of the ball, but will he get? Oh no, he's gone off! He's gone off! That is bad!
Oh no! Cochran just sideways off the sky. It's so easy to do. Man, it looked as if he'd caught it, but just snaps back on him, and he's in the wall pulling out, and there's Parks trying to avoid him. And yeah, it looks like Cochran become a bit of a mobile chicane there. First mistake then, and it's come through Ascari. Hopefully he doesn't do that for the next 26. A bit of a wheel wiggle in frustration. This is Toby Sanford, the man in P6, the only man that can stop Pelkman winning the race. Down in P6, to the inside goes Gabble, to the outside goes Sanford, in to the Retifido chicane. Oh, in deep goes Gabble. Has he got to stop? Big lock up. He's off the track. Sanford so close. He's just about managed to get a stop. Sanford with a good run on the exit. Those side by side they go then into Curva Grande. It looks like Gabba's just about managed to get the speed, keeping him pinched to the inside. So close. It's going to be the outside though for the De La Rosa chicane. Looks like Gabba's managed to get the overspeed. He's going to hold on to the inside. Switch to the inside though. Does Sanford can't get the commitment. He baits
look up! Oh my God!
Big lock up.
That is a bad move from a Gabor Boyo. Can Sanford get him on the... Oh, he just got him on the outside of the first Lesmo. Absolutely fantastic from Sanford. Going into the second Lesmo. Can Gabor get it by one? Oh no, he spun! He spun! He spun at the second Lesmo! And Sanford, what have you done? Oh no!
Sideways coming out the second Lesmo. It looks like he's collected a couple of people with him. Is that Barnes there? And who else is that that's gone with him? Sanford, though, tried to bait Gabba into going in deep. It worked for him to the outside of the second Lesmo. Must have just got caught on the Astro through the second one and spun himself round. And he's got hot tyres. He's wide at Squire again. Another spin from Sanford. No! Again, and he's facing the wrong way. Absolute calamity from Sanford, and Conor Pelkman sits the fastest lap. But Sanford, the only man that's able to stop Pelkman, on an 11th place, and with completely destroyed tyres. Southwood as well with a poor start. He's down into 7th, and Pelkman commanding the race with a 1.5 second lead as he rounds on to lap 3. We've now got DRS enabled. But yeah, what happened there, on?
That is a terrible bunch of circumstances for Sanford. First of all, he thought that he might be starting to go on a bit up through the second Lesmo. Then he spins off at the first Lesmo, then spins off at the Variante Outer. Maybe, I don't know if you can get punches here, but if what was the case, then maybe Sanford might have got a puncher. He's in the pits, so probably his like you said, probably his tyres is gone, so probably must be a puncher. But that is a terrible set of circumstances, as we've got 2 people retired from the race already. So we'll find out who they are soon. But that is a terrible second lap for Sanford, no doubt about that.
Yeah, well, definitely not what he wanted to do. He's into the pit lane already. Going to be hard to take that. It looks like we've got a bit of a DRS train forming between Southwood, is that Rettel, and Gabba for P5. Just need to stick with each other. I'm not too in disbelief. This will be what we're seeing a lot through this race. Wide goes Rattle though, all over the curb. Is this going to give Southwood the opportunity he needs? Defensive goes Rattle to the inside for Parabolic. He's waiting as long as he can in the slipstream, pulls out, and this is going to be a nice move around the outside of Parabolic if he can get it stuck. Side by side they go, still side by side. Is Rattle going to claim the position? No, Southwood still keeping his foot in. Side by side they go then to round off lap 4 onto lap 5 or lap 3 onto lap 4, doesn't matter, still side by side though. Rattle in the inside, drag race to the Retafilio chicane then, and still is that Rattle with DRS. He might help him pull in front. Down the inside they go then, just about getting it stopped. Looks like Southwood's going to set up a double cutback, bait Rattle in deep, but it looks like Rattle's just about kept on, and this is helping Gabba extend his gap. P5, but still Conor Pelkman extending that gap bit by bit. 1.6 seconds now is the gap. Jungle's keeping him honest, and if Conor Pelkman makes a mistake, very uncharacteristically, but is this Southwood to the inside? No, can't quite break late enough, but yeah, Jungle's keeping him honest, and could maybe go for a shout later on in the race one.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. I mean, like, Southwood's just, I don't know what is happening with him, but he is trying to make sure that he actually tries and pass Rattel whenever he can, and Rattel goes a little bit wide going for the second Lesmo there. Maybe he could have a chance on the Parabolica if Rattel makes another mistake, probably at the Ascari, or maybe a little bit earlier than that, to be honest. And going up into the Ascari now through that combination here, and seems to be all right. So I actually think, I don't know if there's actually going to be an overtake unless I'm very much mistaken. He is a little bit closer towards Rattel than he was a few moments ago, but I believe that just now been pulled apart once again.
Jungle 2/10 quicker than Pelkman on that previous lap. 33.2 from Pelkman, 33.0 from Jungle. He's keeping Pelkman honest. He is making sure he looks in his mirrors, and hopefully he can keep him honest for the remainder of that 21 laps or so of this race. Southwood, can he get down the inside? He's maxing out 6th gear, bouncing off the rev limiter there. Looks like the slipstream's playing a massive factor for him today, but still just having to sit stationary. Has Rattel got the DRS of Gabbett in front? That could definitely help him defend. But it looks like we've got a bit of field spread now. Lucas Belver is, I'm pretty sure that's his name, still about 8 seconds adrift from the top 2, so he looks to be in just sort of no man's land, about socially distanced as you can be. He's under no risk whatsoever. He's just driving his own race, keeping it consistent for P3, but looks like the closest battle on track is for P6, Ron.
Yeah, because battle for P6, and responding to the DRS question, I don't think that Vettel is actually using the DRS of good ball because you need to be within 1 second, and Vettel is nowhere near within 1 second of the ball, only a couple of attempts out. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to have a little bit of help from the ball much longer, but Southwood does have help. He is within 1 second of Vettel. He might have a chance here, perhaps, coming through the Ascari now, and he might get to here, possibly on the out, and oh, is it going to be simple before the Parabolica, perhaps? Going down into the Parabolica. Oh, no, he hasn't got it, but he is closer. Probably going down into the main straight now. Probably going to take him here. Yeah, he's going to take him here. Just before he has a chance at the Retifilio, and just like that, Southwood moves up into... Oh no!
What's happened there? Southwood and is that Vettel round? Oh no! What happened there? Was it just maybe Southwood trying to tuck back in and Vettel still had his nose in, perhaps?
Oh dear Lord! Just when we thought that we were going to have a much more clean race, this happens. Utterly unbelievable. But yeah, Southwood. Oh dear Lord, what's happened there? What has happened there? And Mangini might, or maybe Southwood's actually cut. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, they both spun off. They're still retaining their positions, but Southwood now back at second 6. I don't know what's going on, but still, no place is altered whatsoever, even after the overtake.
Yeah, well, Southwood, my guess would be he tried to tuck in down the main straight, trying to retake the racing line, and, well, doing that, you're always going to be flirting with disaster, aren't you? You're just going to have to tuck in, and Rattle tried to show his nose, but this, they've still managed to take 6th and 7th. Oh, and Russell goes round at the balance! Oh! No, another spin in 2 laps, and this Ascari chicane is proving very difficult for the drivers to stay Rattle round then, and that's promoted Mangini up into 7th, and he's had a nice little look at Southwood then. Gap is only 1.4 seconds, and with Southwood's hot tyres, Mangini could be on a good shout for P6 here in this race. Up in front, Pelprin and Junga still around that 8.6, 8.7, 8.8 mark up in front, so nothing really happening up there, but yes, still Rattle round again one.
That spin is almost resembling a Sanford spin on lap 2. It's probably to do with tyres, I'm not too sure, but that is got to be an absolute disaster for Rattel. He was 6 a few laps ago. Now he's down into 8th. Even after his collision with Southwood, he managed to retain 7th just by himself after he'd been overtaken by him. Now he's lost another place after a mistake at the Variante Ascari. I said Alta then. Why did I figure out it was at Monza? I mean, Imola. Anyway, yeah, Rattel not having a little bit of a good race. It's just getting worse a little bit for him. But hopefully, fresh rubber gets on him. Hopefully, it improves. Oh no, they get me! Oh God!
Oh, just.
What is going on?
I don't know. Is this is Monza cursed or something for spins? We see a lot of spins here in real life. A lot of spins on the F1 game, and still a lot of spins here in ARL on Assetto Corsa. Mangini then must have just been the Astro with very slippery stuff just past the green and white curbs, I believe. Well, red, green, and white, the Italian flag colours curbs. Just past them is a nice bit of green Astro, and it's very slippery. Must be explaining why Mangini spun there, but that's promoted Rattel back into P7.
Oh God. So, yeah, that commentary did not go well for me just then. But anyway, we're on lap 8 out of 26, and I believe, if my calculations don't fail me, we're about 18 laps to go, I believe. And, yeah, and we'll see if who's the next to spin out. I call dibs on Barnsdale. You?
Oh, imagine if it's Connor Peltman.
Oh God! Imagine if it's Colin Pelkman. That would be insane.
Mankini trying to get around the outside of this Alex Cochran, maybe into the Raphaelio. Still really jagged and trying to get their nose in. He goes a little bit deep. This is him on the exit, side by side. This is only for P10, but they're giving it everything as if it's the last lap for the lead. Mankini then still in the slipstream on the run down into the Della Roja. Closest battle on track. To the outside he goes then for the Della Roja. Very tricky move to make. Hopefully no contact side by side. Then similar to Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc just about keeping it clean. The things better of it. Backside of that one. Cochran hangs on to the racing line there, but this is only for 10. But still giving it everything. There's that Gabba as well up into 4th and Shake down into P5. He's still in the slipstream, looking to get himself up into P4 to the inside of Parabolic and not quite close enough. Gabba moves over late. That's going to set Shake up for a lovely little cutback. If he can get the power down, not got the confidence. Gabba still managing to get a really nice run and Shake potentially into the pit lane on this lap. So on lap 9, we're round about roughly a third of the way through the race, if you round it up to 27 laps, a third of the way through the race. Mangini struggling with a lot of understeer through the Variante Scari, but yeah, Shake into the pit lane and going for that early stop run.
Very early stop for him, Shake coming into the pits. Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on what's going to happen next. Lap 9 out of 26, as Mangini goes wide after the Parabolica. And after his spin a couple of laps ago, we need to make sure that he actually stays on track this time round. Otherwise, he's going to land in more trouble, to be honest. Yeah, as you said earlier, there you go!
He's not getting that stopped. Whoa, straight across. And I'm sure Alex Cochran's mouth is heart is definitely going to be his mouth after that one. Mangini sideways into the rear video. Wow.
Oh God, what is happening with everyone spinning today? Stop spinning! This is ridiculous! Oh, Bax! Oh God! Dear me. Right. I'm gonna take a word out of a certain YouTuber. It's time to stop!
Well, it definitely is. Everyone looks like the bottle is open. I've got my bottle here. Bottle is certainly on. If you've got a bottle nearest the bottle is open. People are bottling left, right, and centre here, completely sideways. Must just be the rear brakes locking up and making them go sideways, or just getting too eager on the loud pedal. But whatever it is, people need to get a grip around this Monza circuit. They're 10 laps in, and we've seen more spins than Sebastian Vettel's career in today's race.
I just want to say, has a local pizzeria just accidentally spilled the track with pizza oil, so everyone just spins around? That is that what I'm thinking? Is that what I'm thinking? Everyone just spinning around on oil. What is going on?
Well, no clue. But here's Cochran up the inside of Shane Parks, who's currently running P9. An improvement from where he started. Up the inside goes Cochran though. Very easy move, as you can see him bounce off the rev limiter down into the Retfido. She can't get that stopped rather nicely. He's going to claim a P9 position. He's got some good pace in this race, and Junga as well, keeping Puckman honest. That gap really hasn't shifted. I've been keeping an eye on it. Hasn't shifted one bit. They're running pretty much identical lap times on.
Very identical lap times. I should say that that's previous commentary clips of Shane Parks being 9th. There'll be an improvement, and then he just gets overtaken straight immediately after. That timing was not the best in the world, I have to admit. Anyway, lap 11 out of 26, 15 laps to go. Pelkman's still in the lead and still on course to win the ARL Formula 2 Championship of 2021, early-ish stage, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I believe it's starting to be the beginning of the pit windows. I'm not too sure who's going to come in next, so we'll have to wait and see.
It definitely will. Be interesting to see at the front. Obviously, everyone's tyres, obviously with the friction and the rubber, are going to wear their tyres down. Maybe a bit of blistering or graining, depending on the realism set on this Assetto Corsa lobby. But could be interesting at the front if Junga reacts early. Catches Puckman off.
We got a retirement. I believe it's what's his name? It was a battle with Southwood a lap or so ago. It's what's his name? I forgot his name. He's retired from, I believe it was 6. Barnsdale's taking his place. Yeah, retirement for him. Absolutely shame for him.
Yeah, big shame for whoever that is. We're down to 11 runners now. Still quite a few, but it seems like this race is just drive to survive in the most literal sense of the meaning. You need to survive this race if you want any chance. Just don't spin, and you'll be good. But Junga into the pit lane. Is Pelkman going to react on this lap then? He's going for a proactive stance in this race. He's not reacting to Pelkman. He's got nothing to lose in this race. He's got a comfortable gap back to Luca, who's staying out. But Junga first of the top 3 to pit, and he's in for some fresh tyres. This could help him close the gap to Pelkman.
Yeah, I mean, not to make any wrestling references, but though since it is the Royal Rumble this weekend, this race is a bit like the Royal Rumble. Everyone's spinning out, everyone having fallen out all the race all together, and just thinking who's going to go over the top rope onto the tarmac first. Who's going to put all 4 wheels onto the tarmac, or like both be hit the floor? Who's going to spin out of the race and just be irrelevant to the rest of the race? It's like, no, it just spins out into this heartbreak, all that malarkey. We don't know. Anyway, Cochran behind Shake, the closest battle on track at the moment. Cochran, fantastic stuff. Has he still got it? Yes, just about into the Rettifilia. He goes side by side, and nice maneuver from Cochran.
Great move. He's charging. Is Alex Cochran. He's on a charge. He's up 2 places in the last couple of laps. Parks and Mangini both into the pits as well for their first and only stop of this race. But Cochran on a charge. He's setting some good lap times. He's got a good bit of pace. Pelkmans has reacted to Junga's pit stop. Then he's going to be in on this lap and looking to cover off the undercut. Obviously the undercut. Junga pit a lap earlier, has the fresher tyres. He's now coming into Parabolica. This will be interesting to see where he comes out in this race. Drag race. Vetch is in as well. He's followed Pelkman in down this main pit straight. Let's see if Junga comes out in front. It's a short pit lane, and we'll see where Pelkman is. Across the line, he's overtaken Becker. There's Pelkman. He's going to have the momentum down the straight. Is he going to have a run into the Rettifilia chicane? He's a lot closer to Pelkman. To the inside. Next day up the inside for the race lead. Junga contacting his round. No way. He sent Pelkman spinning as well. He's managed to get it recovered, and here's Junga for the race lead. Still in the slipstream. We've got a Pelkman through Curva Grande. This is for the race lead. Finally putting the pressure on the championship leader. Even if he finishes second, still enough to win the championship. Connor Pelkman defensive. He's definitely not used to this. Junga to the outside of the Della Rocha. Up the end. God. Oh no, gets his stop, sets up a cutback. Still going to be side by side, looking for moving to the first after 2 Lesmos. Pelkman to the inside, Junga to the outside. Oh my god, so close, he's sideways.
No, he's lost it. He's lost it for the first Lesmo. Absolutely unbelievable. Junga had the lead in his grasp, but he just lost it on the first Lesmo. He's still on his tail, but plenty of tense lost for Junga as he tries to claw back. Well, just trying to get back into the battle. That was tense for the first half lap of that. Absolutely tense.
Oh my god, I've completely run out of breath. I need to go recover after that. He's still a lot closer, still in the DRS of Connor Pelkman. Could still look for a charge into the Rettifilia chicane. So close, he had it in his grasp, done it to the inside, up the inside, bit of contact, get it saved. Still managed to have a run into the Della Rocha chicane. He's still close up, but Connor Pelkman, probably for the first time this season, having to look in his mirrors at Max Junga, but still in the DRS. Could we see another change of the race lead? Connor Pelkman hanging on brilliantly. The last thing he needs is contact to send him spinning. DRS wide open. Is Junga close enough on this occasion? The closing speed, he's closing. Lick it, stick it, send up the inside. Not quite close enough, having to sit behind once again, Ron.
Yeah, and when you say you're out of breath, obviously a little bit there, I'm operating on 1.5 lungs, and I'm barely out of breath. This is tense, I'll tell you that much. So anyway, Junga improving on his time a little bit. He's closing up, but will he make the move on Pelkman before the race ends as he closes up a little bit into the Variante della Rogia? Clean both men through there, coming up to Lesmo. This is where he messed up on the previous lap. Clean for the first Lesmo. Brilliant stuff. Going for the second Lesmo. Hopefully he can actually keep onto it. Yes, he can. Pelkman goes go a little bit wide there. Junga absolutely clean on exit. As we can see, the times tumbling down for Junga perhaps. Got the DRS wide open. Coming up to the Variante Ascari. Hopefully this would be the chance for him. No, he doesn't. Oh no, he's lost it.
Sideways.
What the hell? What the hell's going on with Junga? He's just jungling. Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Just hold on to the back of him. And he's lost a few tenths. Oh, my God.
Main thing, though, is he's pointing the right way. That is the most important thing. But and this Younger just completely.
Anyway, I'll take over commentary for a bit. Anyway, Junga still trying to catch up on Pelkman. He needs to have this chance to actually try and get him before the race ends. We're on lap 15 out of 26. 11 laps to go. This is Junga's best ever chance to overtake Pelkman. This is top chance right now. Okay. And Kokan has the fastest lap of the race. Well done to him. Yeah, Junga is still trying to club up onto him. He lost plenty of time in the latter stage of the previous lap, but he needs this chance to hopefully catch up to him, and he might do so with another DRS advantage going through the third longest straight on the track. He's not going to overtake him here, of course, but just keep it clean for the Ascari, please. He does keep it clean for the Ascari for the most part, yes. As coming down the back straight, this is Junga's, not right now. Still 5 tenths apart unless he sends it into the Retifilio. A little bit wider through there as yeah, that was a little bit weird for that. Yeah, so Junga needs to try and catch up and try and hopefully take that position. Junga is 3 tenths faster, 3 tenths faster than Pelkman, but he needs to try and catch up to him with now 10 laps to go.
I'm back, hope you can hear me. Bit of an issue there with the cutout. But anything eventful happened. Junga's still on the similar to qualifying there. But managing to get going, using the runoff. Junga though, still keeping Pelkman honest. He's not just out of it yet, and he's got a long way of the race to go still.
Long way of the race to go. 10 laps to go. As mentioned before, Gabor Voivoi has got the fastest lap of the race. 1:34 something. And 5 tenths between Junga and Pelkman yet again. We're having a look at this battle now between Barnsdale and Sanford. That is another closest battle on the track at this moment in time. Barnsdale in 8th, Sanford in 9th. He had a terrible start of the race, Sanford on lap 2, but hopefully he can try and claw up with 8th place Barnsdale. Started lowly, but has capitalised a little bit. Was around 6 at one point, but didn't try and improve on this time there. Anyway, now back at the battle of the front. Pelkman's trying everything he can to make sure that Junga does not get a draft into the Parabolica. Seems to work a little bit, but Junga's still at the back of him. Around 4 tenths behind is Junga, and Pelkman's cannot shake this guy off his backside. He just can't shake him, as he now gets another DRS advantage going into the Variante Retifilio. Does he have a chance here? No, not a little bit. I'm going to admit now, when cars get close like that, I get the feel that he's going to rear-end him. I do have a feeling he's going to rear-end him. Thank goodness that didn't happen. Going through the Curva Grande, coming up to the Variante della Loggia. This could be Junga's chance here. Surely no. But though he is closer and he's much more cleaner going through the Variante della Loggia. Losing a bit of time there, but don't worry, he's all right. No time through unforced error, I should say. Going through the 2 Lesmos here. Fantastic stuff from Junga. Pelkman's going a little bit wide, but trying to get as much speed out of the exit as much as you can. Now Junga with DRS on the straight yet again. 3 tenths or so behind into the Variante Ascari and clips the curbs there. Loses a bit of time. Yeah, he does lose a little bit of time going too fast there, but he's still on track and he's still trying to claw up to that place. 9 laps to go, Zach.
Yeah, 9 laps to go. Junger's still keeping him honest. This is Southwood on Shake for P6, setting up a nice little cutback coming out of the De La Rocha chicane. He's going to have a little look at the inside for the first Desmo. Going to be a big send. Shake leaving him the room, but Southwood, that's never really on. Still side by side, they go up the inside, showing the nose into the second Desmo. A bit deep, still side by side, sideways. Big drift from Southwood, but yeah, Junger's still keeping Pelkman honest. Just needs to get that bit of an opportunity. The outside of the De La Rocha won't usually work. He needs to really be committed on the brakes and really have that stomp and get it stopped, but he's finding it tricky. Still keeping the championship leader honest, and this is shaping up to be a good battle. Shake though to the outside of the Parabolica. He's feeling confident. Southwood with a good run. He doesn't need the toe. He's still got the closing speed on Shake. To the inside of Parabolica he goes, then up the inside. It's going to be a good move to make if he can get it stopped. It looks like he's claimed the position, and Shake is going to have to back out of that one. And further up, it doesn't look like too much action is going on. Still 7/10 apart, the two race leaders. Here goes Shake though, back at him in the slipstream and to the inside with DRS. Going to sail back past for P6, and Southwood's going to have to back out unless he can dummy to the inside. Looking to the inside, lick it, stick it, send it. No, not quite late enough.
Oh, goes off!
It goes off. He's straight off, and it just ignores.
He needs to concede the position. He needs to concede the position now. He needs to concede it.
It looks like he is. Is he
hasn't conceded it. He hasn't conceded it. He hasn't conceded it. He's still in front of Southwood. Now he lets Southwood go. That's a little bit of a long time for him, but yeah, Southwood now into 6 after a little bit of an unforced error from Shake through the Rectifilio. We're now on lap 19 out of 26. 7 laps to go. Junga still at the back of Pelkman, but Pelkman has the faster lap of the two in the previous lap, and Junga catches up again, and hopefully he can try and capitalise with the Rectifilio. Much more cleaner than Pelkman's through the Rectifilio, has to be said. Going down into the Curva Grande. All the speed you can muster, Junga. All the speed you can muster to try and get past Pelkman's 4 turns or so behind. Now he needs to have that a little bit of a draft advantage going into the Variante De La Rocha. This should be it for Junga. No, not much about it. As he goes into the first of the Lesmos. Just about okay through Junga there. Going into the second of the Lesmos. Actually, brave from Junga coming up through the third longest straight on the track under the old part of the circuit, the bridge, into the Variante Ascari. This is where Junga needs to be clean if he wants to try and get a clean pass at Pelkman's here, and he does just keep it on him. Just keeps it on him. Maybe he'll try and get a draft here. He was hoping that Pelkman's will move a bit to get some of that draft. Pelkman's still keeps ahead of him, but Junga is still all over the back of him as he goes through the Parabolica. Going down at the main straight, now he'll have the DRS advantage. Only under 5 tenths behind. This is a chance. Junga has the fastest lap of Pelkman's. Just going through that lap. He does have a chance here through the Rectifilio, perhaps close again. Oh God! As he goes through the Rectifilio, this could be a 10-6 laps. Zach.
Well, yeah, we've got literally 6 laps of the race remaining. Literally the last around about a quarter of the race to go, and this lead battle hasn't shifted one bit. Junga so close. He really hooks up that Rectifilio chicane, and he's braking so late. Sets up a nice double late apex to get the power down and keep with Pelkman here on the run into the first of the 2 Lesmos. Trying to just keep him honest, keep the car clean. The only way he can really realistically do it, he closes up so much on the brakes into the Rectifilio. He's got the confidence there. He just needs the good run out of Parabolica. The DRS wide open end, trying to help him stick with it. Connor Pelkman's car goes for a little jump there down the straight. Bit of a glitch, but Junga to the inside of Ascari is never going to work. Trying to set up a good exit, keep it clean. Through Ascari, a little bit wide. Pelkman keeping it really hooked up. He's hanging on really well for someone who doesn't often get challenged for the lead. Usually just goes and it takes it, but Junga's a lot closer this time. Looking to the inside of the Rectifilio. He's confident on the brakes. He's confident getting the power down off the exit. He just needs a good run. That's exactly what he's got. Off this exit, then gaining gaining. He's got the slipstream and the DRS. For the race lead we go then, down this main straight. He goes faster with a 32.8, matching Pelkman though, so close between these two. Has Jungle got the position? It's going to be a big send up the inside. To the inside goes Pelkman, how far are he defending it? Good contact, and he's been sent off. He's going to have to go through the silent. Pelkman sent wide as well. There goes Pelkman. Junga's going to have to concede the position. It looks like Pelkman went a little bit to the inside. Junga sends around the outside. Front wing touched his rear left and so close, but he's only a second back. He's still in this one.
He's still in this one, but it's pretty much, that's pretty much over for Junga unless he sends a brilliant last 5 laps. It's pretty much all over because that touch might have just sent a shockwave through his brain of thinking, oh good lord, what have I done? I just conceded the most massive chance I can to try and score a win for Pelkman. But nevertheless, Pelkman is still on course to become the Formula 2 ARL champion at this moment in time, but 5 tenths behind them. Actually, you're right. He could have another chance. He could have another chance here. Pelkman might have just lost a little bit of grip after that touch of the wheel and wings through that. So Junga does still have a chance of him going down into the Parabolica. He's still keeping it tight on the apex. Fantastic stuff. Going on the outside, down into the main straight. 4 laps to go. This is do or die now for Junga. Fastest lap of the race yet again, despite their excursion. This is a big chance for Junga going into the Retafilio, close again. But this time, no. Goes off, and Junga, a little bit of a wheel wiggle there, but still on him. Still on him, and off goes Barnsdale. Oh, God.
That's a big off for Barnsdale. But Junga, yeah, still in this. But yeah, as you say, that's definitely going to be playing in his mind. He needs to learn from his mistakes, recollect himself really quickly. Both of them responding with fastest laps of the race each. But yeah, Junga's still on him, keeping him honest, and hopefully he can recover quickly. He's been on the chase sideways, and he's Junga's round. He's knocked the race through the first Lesmo, and that's his made Colin Pelkman's job a lot easier. Junga round, no. This is the fight for the race lead over. So easy to do, just got caught up in sideways to the first Lesmo. He's not going to lose second, but it's just such a shame we've been robbed of a race-winning fight.
Oh dear, Junga. Now you have a shockwave through your brain saying, okay, now I've properly conceded the victory. What have I done? Anyway, Pelkman's on the road to another win. Absolutely unbelievable for Pelkman's. He held his absolute nerve, even after he got punted at the Retafilio a couple of laps ago. Pelkman has held his absolute nerve and steel and practically is a worthy champion. Utterly unbelievable. Utterly unbelievable.
He's held his nerve so well, has Conor Pelkman. Through thick and thin, really managing to hold on well. And it looks like Jungle was the first of the two to snap in terms of mistakes. But Conor Pelkman hanging on rather brilliantly in this race, and he's on course to take his championship and another race win along the way, as long as he keeps it clean for the remaining 3 or so laps of this Italian Grand Prix. But Jungle, yeah, completely out of it, and that's definitely not going to be what he wanted. That's going to be playing back in his mind for a few days, I'm sure.
Playing back in his mind for all eternity, that's more like it. Yeah, we are now 3 laps to go, and Pelkman's is, well, he's practically there. He's practically there. All he needs to do is just keep it on the tarmac and cruise the car home. He doesn't need to press the pedal any more harder. Just get it to the finish. That's all you need to do, Pelkman's, to win this race and ultimately the ARL Formula 2 Championship of this year, early this year.
Yeah, well, he's definitely earned it. He's earned his stripes, let's say. Coming in this season, he's shown a massive dominant display, and arguably this race has probably been the most, at least I've seen, he's been put under pressure and he's handled it so well, and he's literally just got a nice Saturday drive home to the win and the championship.
Absolutely unbelievable. yes, Sunday drive. It's literally a Sunday drive, and off goes Junga again at the Parabolica. So that's 100% over. 11 seconds behind him. It's not going to happen. We'll have a look at Betcher. He's not going to catch up to Junga. and he will be settling for 3rd place. Absolutely unbelievable for Betcher. A little bit of a quiet race from him. While madness happens all around him, Betcher has had one of those quiet but solid races from him. A good effort from him, nonetheless. With 2 laps to go until we crown our champion.
Yep, well, there's nothing anyone else can do. Toby Sanford down in 8th. He ideally needed to win this race to have a shout. He finds himself in 8th place. I don't think he set a lap in quali, so driving a great race nonetheless, but just not on the pace with Pelkman. And yeah, just once again, Pelkman with a really dominant display, and everyone else really spread out now. No, this is Mangini on Parks at 4P9 after a couple of spins earlier in the race. He's on a charge to the inside of the rare video. Can he lick it, stick it, send it? Not quite. And Parks is going to brake late enough to stay in front for the time being for the remaining 2.5 laps of this race we have left. And Colin Pelkman again, yeah, just driving his way home. But these 3 still going at it for P9.
Still going at it for P9 indeed. And Sanford is practically put in the fastest lap of his race at the moment, despite being down in 8th, as Pelkman's begins to, well, begin his practically his final lap, unless it's his what last lap but 1. We'll have to see later on. But actually, looking at the battle between P2 and P3, Betcher might have a chance at P2. Looking at the time, look at that.
Junga's 24 seconds adrift. What's happened there? 4 seconds is the gap between 2nd and 3rd. We're on to the penultimate lap. Any more spins from Junga? 45.2. That's such a slow lap time. And Betcher setting a 34. He's closing. Well, that's what happens. Hopefully we can go on board and have a little look how close it is. Penultimate lap of the race, and it's still not over. Junga maybe having to nurse some damage, hot tires, anything could be happening. But Luca is closing in, and he's closing in fast one.
He is closing in fast. But looking at the times, Betcher did a 1 minute 34. Junga did a 1 minute 45. That's how big the gap is. Big the gap timing is, whatever it is. He's literal seconds down the road, and Betcher could still claim 2nd on the podium if he can. But this has just got to be a major, and I mean a humongous blow for Junga.
Yeah, well, he's gone from one hand on the trophy, you could say. He had his grasp there. He was reaching out for the race win, and it was harshly snapped away from him with the car snapping. Quite literally snapped away from him. But yeah, now he finds himself under pressure. Toby Sanford on at the back of Shake for P7. Through Curva Grande they go. He's going to be having a little look into the Della Rosa chicane, I'm sure. Let's see. Dummies to the inside, up the inside, not quite confident enough on the brakes. He's going to have to sit behind for P7. But if Junga makes any more mistakes, Becker is definitely going to be all over the back. Shake wide out of the Della Rosa. Up the inside goes Toby Sanford, though. Pretty plain sailing move. He finds himself up into P7. And yeah, pretty quiet race from the championship contender up until now. Connor Pelkman, though, he's rounded the pit straight for the penultimate time. He's on to the final lap and looking to just drive at home. More of a parade lap than anything. 20 seconds clear of 2nd place.
So, out of all the field, who has to be your driver of the day?
Well, Pelkman. Either Pelkman or Cochrane. He's ran a really quiet race. He's had the pace, and he's cut through the field rather well, but you cannot knock Pelkman again. Like again, what the race says on paper is not the true story whatsoever. He's rounding the Squire chicane for the final time, but yeah, you cannot knock him. His consistency, the way he held his nerve against a very quick Junga, is really impressive, and you cannot knock him whatsoever. Yeah,
I say Pelkman as well. Absolutely unbelievable race, held his nerve, utterly unbelievable. Here comes the champion in waiting.
Yeah, across the line comes Pelkman then. He's today's race winner and the ARL Formula 2 champion. He drove a great season. He rounds it off in the best way possible, and you can see sweeping across there in celebration. He's your champion, and Junga head in his hands. Still a P2, great result, but it's more of a should have, could have, would have, but didn't for Max today.
It was absolutely close for Junga. Oh, wait a minute. He might have a Betcher. Oh, my God. Is he? No. It's just not. It's just not. But he was cut. Look at that. Look at that gap. That was close. But Betcher had a good race. It's quiet, but good. And McGinty's off again. McGinty's off again. What is going on? Anyway, Gabor Boryov comes home in 4th. A quiet race for him, but absolutely brilliant from Boryov. Southwood is going to come across the line in 5th. Mixed race for him, but he's still up into 5th. Cochran in 6th. Brilliant performance from him. Again, quiet. Sanford, despite a bad start, managed to capitalise a little bit and get up into 7th. So, not a good race from Sanford compared to the last round, but it's still pretty good when you consider that he's had a terrible start in the second lap. Shakes come across the line in 8th, and 9th and 10th is going to go to Shane Parks and Mangidi.
Off the grid. Well, I have to say that was a pretty eventful race. On paper, it looked as though Pelkman just stormed away from pole with a 26-second lead, but that's far from the story. He was under pressure in that final stint from Junga, just fell a little bit short. But yeah, the race is not told on paper, and you really have to watch the whole thing to get a grasp of what a race this was. Spins, bottles, battles, great racing from everyone, but it looks like Conor Pelkman once again rises to the occasion and wins the championship today. What are your final thoughts on the race then, Ron?
My final thoughts on the race is stop spinning everywhere. Please. Just stop spinning everywhere. Can we have a race that is just not the Royal Rumble? Just get on with it. Just don't spin. We have spins here and there, but just stop spinning. We can't. Because my head's spinning because of that.
I've gone a bit dizzy seeing all these cars facing the wrong way, but yeah, after a really eventful 26 laps, that was a great race. And well, yeah, hopefully next week we can have a bit more of a grippy track for everyone to have a bit more of an easier ride.
Yeah. Right, I believe we are going to get some interviews in.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
Let's get it done.
So, I believe we're going to go hop into the Discord and chat with the new champion.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, hey guys, what's up?
Well, College Pelkman's the new champion. How do you feel right now?
Oh, that was a tough race. Maxi kept me honest all the way through, and it was only after he spun at Lesmo 1 that I kind of saw that I could prance away with it.
You really managed to hold your nerve, especially after you two came unstuck at the Vetafilio after that punt off about a few laps or so from the end. You held your nerve absolutely brilliantly throughout this race. How could you cope with all that pressure just mounting on you like that?
I don't know, just thinking more about the championship than the race win, I guess, helped a lot. And knowing that with DRS you hit the rev limit pretty quickly, so he wasn't going to be able to do much with DRS.
So yeah, going into your battle with I forgot his name. I was just get it up a bit. Junga. Yeah. Max Junga. He was on you for the majority of that half of the race, and he was faster than you as well. He was really trying to get up on your nerves. I just can't explain how that was brilliant. But one of the question is just how, well, basically just a celebratory question. How are you going to celebrate your championship win tonight?
I don't know. Make some cool edits on Photoshop. I don't know. It's not a real life championship, so I don't know what I can really do. But Yeah, it was definitely tough in the final part of the race because Maxi was on softs and he was a lot quicker. And yeah, it was very tough to keep him behind. Of course, he's a 3-time Formula Truck champion, so feels good to hold him off and take the win.
Well, all I have to say one more time is congratulations to Conor Pelkman. You are the new ARL Formula 2 champion. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's an honor. There's a lot of quick drivers out in the field today, and Toby Sanford, Luca Becker, Dave Southward, Maxi Younger, not easy guys to beat at all. So I'm very proud of this championship. Thank you, guys.
Very proud of the championship indeed. Good enjoying yourself, lad.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next guy I think we're going to have in the booth probably might be Max Younger, if we can get him in, or is he not in there? We're going to have to look at what's happening now. I don't know if we can get someone else in. Cemal, do we have anyone else coming in, or is that going to be it for now? Okay, that's going to be it. Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you very much to Zach for joining along. Thanks very much to Cemal for, of course, the brilliant broadcast he provides. And we'll see you for round 6, I believe. So round 6, where's that? Okay, the Bahrain Grand Prix next weekend, I believe. Next weekend. So Bahrain next Grand Prix. So again, thank you very much to Cemal. Thank you very much to Zach.
Hello, I'm back. Thank you for having me again. It's been a pleasure, and that was a very good race. So hopefully more of that next week.
An exciting race, that has to be said. So thank you very much for tuning in. I've been Ron Squire. See you next weekend.
Bye bye.
Bye.